One of the biggest challenges with puzzling is space, and I'm not referring to the space that you need in order to assemble a puzzle. I'm talking about the space that you need in order to store those bulky puzzle boxes. In this video, I will share with you some storage solutions that will help you get organized for 2024. So let's begin. Hi, I'm Sandra, the Puzzling Canadian, and welcome to my channel. About a month ago, I posed a question on the community section of my YouTube channel, and I was very curious to find out what was the thing you were struggling the most with your puzzling hobby. I provided several options. The votes came in. It was fairly close, but there was one that stood out, and the option that stood out the most was you were struggling with finding space to store those puzzles. And that's something that's always a challenge for me too. So I decided to create this video in order to share with you some storage solutions that might be available to help you get yourself organized, whether it's for your puzzles that you want to keep in your collection, or perhaps you have a large pile of to-do puzzles and you have nowhere to store them. So let's take a look at a few options that you may be able to use. One of the most common ways to store and organize your puzzles is through shelving. And there's so many options out there from so many stores, but my favorite is the IKEA shelf. We've seen many of them on social media. A lot of puzzlers use them. I have them also. I started off with one unit and then I had another unit in a different section of the house and I repurposed it in there. So I have two IKEA units. They're 4x4. And I have two of them side by side. One's a black shelf, one's a white shelf. And I just love them. They are a sturdy unit. And once you have them, you can use them for all types of things in your house. So even if you're using them for puzzles and you want to change your mind and use them for something else, they are great for all types of organization in the home. So those ones are my favorite. But IKEA offers a lot of different options for storing your puzzles. So I recently took a trip to IKEA because I needed some more organizational stuff for another area of my house. And I couldn't help but stop by the shelving section to take a look at what they have. So here's a quick video to share with you some ideas if you're thinking about going to IKEA or picking up something from IKEA in order to get your puzzles organized. So those are some ideas if you're planning on going to IKEA or looking at IKEA to find some shelving units. But we're not limited to IKEA. There are so many other stores out there that have different options for you, more affordable options too. You've got Walmart, Target, Lowe's, Home Depot, even maybe HomeSense or Home Goods might have it. And you can even take a look at Facebook Marketplace. I know that Facebook Marketplace has so many different options. Especially IKEA options too. A lot of people like to sell their IKEA shelving units on Facebook Marketplace, or you can go to a secondhand thrift store and find some shelving units that will work to get yourself organized and get your puzzles organized on a shelf. Another option for storing puzzles is storage bins, and I like using these. I prefer the storage bins over the cardboard boxes because they're nice and sturdy, makes it easier to stack, and it protects from water damage. So I use these bins to store puzzles that I have already completed. So I put all these puzzles in the bin and they're going to either be sold or traded. And they're nicely stacked, and then I keep it in a corner in a small little section of my basement. So it's a great way to keep things out of the way. If you buy a few very large ones, you can stack 2 or 3 and keep your puzzles in there. And there's many stores that carry these bins. So you can go look at Walmart, Target, Home Depot has them. I like buying mine at a store called Solutions here in Canada, which provide all different types of bins. And usually the ones I buy are Gracious Living products, but there's a variety of them. And again, just like the Shelving, you can find these bins at secondhand stores or at Facebook Marketplace. Now, if you're in the market for some new furniture, you may want to consider something that has a storage option. So here's an example. A few years ago, I was in the market to buy a new coffee table for my living room, and I was looking around the different styles. I came across one at Lazy Boy Furniture that had drawers. It had two very large drawers. And I just thought it was a good idea at the time because the kids were a little bit younger, and I thought it would be a great idea to put all their knickknacks or toys or anything else, their gaming units, in this drawer. Now that they're a little bit older, I have more space there, and I can put in books, scrapbooks, or even puzzles. These drawers are fairly large, and there's two of them, so they can house a lot of puzzles. Another example is a bench with storage in it. So I was looking for one of these benches to place at the end of my bed so that I can store blankets and sheets in there. And I went to HomeSense, and they had quite a few, all different types of styles. They had ones that are a little bit fancier, smaller ones, longer ones, round ones. And these are good units so that you can store items in. I know sometimes people keep them at the front of their house for shoes, but if you had one of these perhaps in a living room or in a different area like a playroom in your house or a basement, you could store quite a few puzzles out of sight, and then it can also be used as a sitting area when you have people over. So that's another example of looking for furniture that has dual purpose. Another idea for storing puzzles is this rolling cart right here. And this cart is really great if you are the type of puzzler who has a lot of Buffalo Games, Masterpieces, Seiko puzzles. They will probably fit really nicely. But as you can see here, I did put a lot of other puzzles in this rolling cart. It's got 3 shelves, and I managed to put New York Puzzle Company puzzles, some pomegranate, right over here, cloudberries. I ended up getting, of course, Buffalo Games in there, Masterpieces, the little small Ravensburger boxes that are 200, 300 pieces. So you can store quite a few, and it's really good because you can roll it around to your puzzle area, or then just again push it nicely into a corner and keep it out of sight, but also nicely displayed. Now these rolling carts, I got this one here at Michael's. I can't remember because I purchased it quite a long time ago. But right now it's going for $49.99 in Canada. That's Canadian funds. I did also see something like this. They have it at IKEA, and it was also going for $49.99. But again, you can check Facebook Marketplace to see if they have it secondhand. But it really comes in handy, not only with puzzles, with so many other things, art supplies, books. I've seen books where people have stored these. So again, another great idea for storing your puzzles. Now, those are just a few ideas that I have used or I have come across to help organize my puzzles here. And I'm pretty sure there are many more ideas out there, and perhaps you have a really good one. I would really appreciate if you share with us down in the comment section below, because it's always great to find different ways in order to get organized, especially with all these puzzles. Some of those boxes can get just very bulky. So the idea that you use or the solution that you use to store your puzzles really depends on the size of your boxes, how many puzzles you have, how much space you have. So the more ideas we can get, the better we can find something that'll work for you. I hope these ideas have been helpful, and maybe they've inspired you to get your puzzles organized. If you enjoyed this video, please tap that like button. I appreciate you stopping by to view this video, and until next time, happy puzzling.